We got the cab off. There's quite a bit left to do. I found a bunch more spray foam, which we all just love to find. Every time you start to work on the truck, it catches on fire. I'll show you where we're at now. All right, so I cut part of the old rotted rocker off. And if you look up here, there's more spray foam. I just sat the floor pieces in for now. Obviously we gotta grind all that down and then finish fitting the floor properly, cut the back side of the floor out at the back down there and fit that in. I've got the new rockers, and I got the new cab corner. I've got a B-pillar coming. So the plan is to finish gutting out the floor. Oh yeah, a big gob of spray foam there. So I'm going to cut this whole section here out, put the new floor pan that I've got sitting right there in. But today's plan is to wash this whole motor off. Maybe tonight, when it's not 190,000 degrees out, I'll start cleaning up this floor, grinding all the metal down, finding out what's good, not good, and replacing on it as fast as possible. We got to make a new floor brace for back there. I made one there. It's not the best, but it's better than what wasn't there. I got to put one up there. I put sheet metal screws in just to suck things close together, and then I tacked it. We're going to cut that piece off there, make a new one, and then put the floor in there, weld it there. Here we had sat some pieces in. We're going to remove all that and then take this whole section out here. Once that's done, then I can treat the floor. I mean, after the floor is welded in and cleaned up, then we can put all the finishing touches on this, make a new inner rocker for there. This side here is not so badish, but I'm going to fix it up. For some reason they put a piece of tin here that doesn't belong there. That's coming off. We've cleaned up the floor back here. We're going to clean up all this here. I've got to fix all these that used to be cab mounts. Well, I'm going to fix them up anyways. Well, you know, straighten them out, weld them up. We sprayed some oven cleaner on here to get the grease to pop loose. And then we'll see how we end up from there. All right, stay tuned. There's one more point I want to bring up about the floor. Initially we cut it out thinking we were good, and then we set the floor pins in to butt weld it, and then I realized as I started buffing it up, the floor was disappearing. Yeah, it would be easier to find another cab if you could find an 81 and up cab, but then it's not the same truck because it's different VIN numbers, etc., etc. And the point of rebuilding the truck is to rebuild what you have if possible. I believe this is still savable. We're going to order whatever we can find that we can make fit for this truck for floor bracing. They don't make them for this truck, so everything you got to make for yourself other than floor pans and rockers and stuff like that. I'm not going to the States to buy a cab. There's other trucks out there, but they're 80 and older, and then it's not my dad's old truck, right? So that's why we're redoing this one. It looks like crap now. When it's done, it'll be done properly. It won't look like a scrapyard recipient. This truck, when it was sold in the 90s, didn't look like this. It was mint. My dad had restored it, hired a guy to do it. I painted at a shop. Unfortunately now it was badly abused, so we have to badly unabuse it. All right, I'm gonna get ready to blast this with the Blastomatic 9000. All right, so we gave that a quick grind down with a wire wheel. It's gonna hit it with the rust converter, and then tomorrow we'll finish the weld on the driver's side, make a floor brace, 2 floor braces, put another patch up there, and weld that in, and then we'll start down there tomorrow, and then wrap up that part, and then do the upper part by the firewall, bring the cab forward, and start stripping that and grinding all that down. All right, see you tomorrow. Alright, so we cut that rotted section out in the bottom corner there, and I made a little cab support brace there. Tomorrow I'm going to do up there. And then see how time goes. I'll be starting over on that side over there. And yeah, replacing all that crappy metal on the bottom there. I'm just going to cut the whole section out because it's pretty much toast. No point trying to weld to rot. Alright, so update 271. You can see all the spray foam in there. Isn't that lovely? And then, so I've cut the floor out there. As you can see, I got to grind all that up, make it shiny and stuff. And then we have a huge mouse nest we got to suck out of there and suck the rust out of there. And then I can start grinding and cut that rock piece out of there and put a piece in there. And then we can move on to rebuilding that there floor brace, shine it up and weld a patch into it. And if all things are in my favor, then I can put a patch over there just to cap that off, and I can start on removing the spray foam from up in here, repair that inner rocker, and that one up there. I'm just gonna make an entire piece in there, cut that out, put a whole piece in, and we can start with the top of the firewall after that up there and clean it up and set the cab downward so I can get at it, because I'm not, even though I'm tall, I'm just not quite the monkey arms for that. All right. All right, so I washed the engine down. I had covered up the carb during this event. The motor's still good. I am going to pull it out and have it refreshed at a local shop in town, but I wanted to get all the oil and grease off. It seems to maintain oil pressure at 60 psi when idling. It's not burning smoke. There's no ticking, knocking, any funny sounds, even after having sat in the field for over 20 years. Yeah, so unfortunately this is a full restoration. Initially when we got it, it didn't look too bad in the winter, and then we got it home and then I started pulling the floor up. Well, I pulled the carpet out and the floor came with it, along with a bunch of spray foam. The frame's in good shape. It just needs to be ground down, rust treated, cleaned up. But the cab mounts, I mean, I could buy new ones, but that means going in behind there and trying to get those stupid bolts out. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the right thing and fix them and weld them up. I do have a new spring hanger coming for that section there. And when that arrives, we'll deal with that at the time. But my first priority is going to be to get this cab floor finished so that I can finished, repaired properly, and then set it down so I can do the cab corner or the rocker panels, and then I'll move through the frame, do the brake lines. I have most of that stuff I bought through Classic to Current and BJ's Off-Road. It's quicker to get the parts from the States than to buy in Canada, it seems. Pretty much everything on here is going to be rebuilt or replaced. The transmission's fine, but obviously it's going to need a new clutch. Transfer case and all that works. It's going to be all gone through. I'm not going to run the old Army bias plies after it's all fixed. We're probably going to run something else on these wheels. All right, I'll start on the floor after this all dries up, and we'll come back tomorrow.